guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well. I am actually in Brussels at the moment. I am here on a work trip, a work content trip. I'm actually my hair, oh, it looks awful today. I didn't bring my curlers with me. But I thought we could do my everyday makeup together. My everyday makeup only takes about 10 minutes, I'd say. And it doesn't really change when I go out. I probably spend a little bit longer when I go out. I just don't wear a lot of makeup. But what I do wear, I'm quite passionate about. I think it does definitely make a big difference. So I thought we could go through everything. Before the camera started, I actually did already put on this brand's SPF. It looks awful, sorry, where it's been in my makeup bag. I really like this brand. They actually gifted me PR, and that was the first time trying them. So they are in M&S. I think the only place in the UK you can get them, but they're a really good brand. I really like them, and I've been wearing that SPF all summer. I also like La Roche-Posay SPF. I then go in with an eye cream because I suffer with dark under eyes quite a lot, and I also get a little dots of I don't know even what it is. I think I need to go see a dermatologist to get a formal diagnosis. I think it could be eczema. I always rub this in, and this I find really helps brighten my under eyes. And this is really good because this is from Kiehl's. This is the avocado eye cream, but the packaging is worn off. This you can put all over your eyes. Some eye creams are not actually meant to do that. Sorry, it's hot in here. It's because I'm drinking a hot coffee. Because my SPF is a moisturizer, I don't need another moisturizer. Sometimes I go in with a Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream as well because I love that when I'm going out. I feel it sits really nicely under my makeup. But today I'm just going to use some of the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I've got quite a long journey traveling home, so I need this to kind of stay in place all day, this makeup. And you have to leave that to set for 1 minute. So while I do that, I always do my eyebrows before anything else. I find if I don't do them, because I wear thick foundation, if I don't do them before my foundation, I'm just going to use some of the Tatcha Hydration Mist. I love that. Do them. It can go all tacky in my eyebrows. A lot of the time I will have my eyebrows laminated, so I don't actually need to do them. But today I need to do them. So I have to do this quite close up. Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Gel, and I can just grab this on Sephora. I've been using it for a little while. I've used quite a few. I can't talk today. I'm so tired. I've used quite a few brow gels before, and this one I think is the best one I've tried. I've tried by Ellie. Some of them are just all a bit too intense, and they just end up getting all gloopy in my foundation, which I absolutely hate. So one of my most asked questions is what foundation I use, and I put two together. So this is the YSL All Hours. This is SPF 40. It's quite good coverage. And then this is the NARS Radiant Creamy Foundation, and I use this in shade Barcelona. And this, I believe, is LN1. So they're two completely different shades, but mixed together, I really like the color that comes out. So I just shake them up, and I do probably on my hand half and half. I lean a bit more towards this one because this makes you more glowy, and it's also way more brown. So depending on how brown I want to be. Sometimes I also mix in L'Oreal Lumi Glotion into this mix if I want to be really glowy. And then once you mix it, you just get this sort of nice color. I find NARS on its own for me isn't enough coverage, so I need it for the YSL. I like the coverage. NARS, I like the creamy glowy look, so I mix them together. I got my makeup done a few years ago by Beauty by Ellie Parkhurst, she is an incredible makeup artist, and she introduced me to that foundation, and I never looked back, because when I was in my teenage years, so from I think 18 to about 21, I had extreme cystic acne, and I went on Roaccutane to get rid of it. Eventually, when I was 21, I went on Roaccutane for a whole year. But people that have acne or have had acne before will know how it feels. Like, you never don't want to wear thick foundation. Like, I had Estee Lauder double wear. I was wearing that for years on end because you're just fixated. You just think your skin's like way worse than it is, even when it's clear. Let me just dab this in. I dab this in. I never get my beauty blender wet because I find if I get it wet, the coverage isn't as good. And for me, with foundation, coverage is quite important. So I just dab in everywhere. I'm gonna try and bring down my neck too. It's difficult, there's no natural light in this bathroom, so I might have to go check it. I find doing your makeup in natural light is the best light to do it. But yeah, going back to like acne, it is so important for me to have like a full coverage foundation. I just don't do skin tints. When I went to get my Botox done the other day, Nadine, who does my Botox, said, "Oh my God, you're wearing no makeup. Like, you never wear no makeup." And I was like, I know. She's like, I think she said she prefers me without makeup. And I was like, what? Like, naturally? I just don't believe people, because I'm like, how could you? Because in your head, you just see this person with acne. Anyway, once I've done my foundation, which looks like this, I go in with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray and just give it a little. That's optional, by the way. I just like to layer a bit of setting spray, particularly when it's like a longer day and I know I'm like got to wear my makeup for quite a few hours. Now, mascara wise, oh my God, there's so many mascaras that I love. I wear for different reasons. But one thing I always do with my mascara is the Shiseido Lash Primer. What am I on about? The Shiseido Lash Curler. I do this before and after, but I'll show you the technique at the end. And then the Dior Lash Primer. This is a bloody game changer. I will never not use this before a mascara. With this, and I just try and get as close to lash line as possible, and then do around 10 pumps. And the trick with the Dior Lash Primer is, as soon as you bring it off your eyes, you need to put the mascara on straight away while it's still wet. Yeah, so this is, you'll see that they kind of, I don't know whether you can see that. Today I'm going in with the L'Oreal Waterproof Paradise. Sorry, all my makeup is so rotten. Gross. This is a very average mascara. It's honestly just in my makeup bag, but I will put on the screen all my favourite mascaras. When I'm going out, I absolutely love this brand. It's called, I think it's Sweet Beauty. Again, it's gone. This is incredible for making your lashes look like you've got lash extensions on when you're just wearing mascara. It really thickens them. So this combined with a L'Oreal one, because the L'Oreal one gives length and then this gives thickness. But my lashes are a process. So once I've done my mascara like that, I leave them to dry for about 20 minutes and then I'm gonna go in and curl them again. But it's very important when you curl the second time that they are completely dry, and you are so careful with this, because I've seen so many horror stories of people completely taking off all their eyelashes. Like, you have to be, if you've got mascara on, you're not meant to technically use this. I believe you can use it if you're smart and you're, I'll show you at the end. Let me show you at the end. Both my lashes are done for now. I'm going to go onto concealer. So I've got this Hourglass one, which, and I pop it underneath my eyes. I pop it just down my nose like that because I have a broken capillary here that I need lasered off. Sometimes I put a tiny bit down here because I have some acne scarring in this area, just a small amount. Sometimes I let it set for a minute, sometimes I'm impatient. Today I'm in a rush, so I'm literally just gonna dab it in straight away. Again, dry makeup sponge. And I just go in and dab it out. I also sometimes bring the excess like up above my eyes. I'm really not an expert at makeup, so I've never really thought, like I never do my makeup now I'm like, wow, that's incredible. I do get compliments on it. I just don't think I'm makeup confident, but I know you guys wanted to see my makeup, so I'm just doing it how I do it, but certainly not sure whether it's the correct way to do makeup. So next we have cream bronzer. I have this Rare Beauty one that I really like, and as Selena says, it is literally just dot and blend. So what I do is I just dot this all around the top of my forehead. It's running out, so I've got to do quite a few. And down my cheekbone. I blend this out with this little number 7 brush that I actually really like. I got this with the number 7 cream bronzer, which I haven't got with me, but I also really like that. I've just been using this one at the moment. I just tried something new. I got sent it in PR, but I really like them both. This one blends really nice, like that just like literally disappeared. I always do that when I'm doing my bronzer. So that's my bronzer done, and I always bring the excess down my neck a bit. And then next we have cream blush. I like a few cream blushes. Again, I feel like I always swap, like I have my ride or die makeup products that I just swap through. At the moment it's Rare Beauty, but there are quite a few cream blushes on the market that I do really like. This one is in shade Happy, but I just do the exact same thing. So what I do with this sometimes, if I want to, because if you blend this out with a brush, I find it sometimes like gets rid of the pigment. So what I like to do is I like to blend it with my fingers where I'd want it. Just tap quite gently and do the same on this side. Tap quite gently. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my beauty blender, and around the edges I'm going to blend it in, but I don't go directly on it because that's where you lose the pigment. Is it for now? What I do usually is I wait about 10 minutes. I'm going to brush my teeth and come back and do my lips and finish my lashes. Setting sprays wise, again, I switch between some depending on what I'm doing. I like this and the OS, the one size setting spray, if I'm having like a long day with my makeup on. This is a bit more industrial. It's like a hairspray for your face. Definitely not good to breathe in, so I try and not do this all the time. If not, I'll just do my Charlotte Tilbury one. Today, I am walking around Brussels, traveling home. It's hot, so I am going to use this one. And I always do it on my chest as well, because if I have tan on my chest, it sets that. But yeah, I'll be back in about 10 minutes when my lashes are dried. Then 10 minutes. So the last few things I'm going to do, which are probably some of the most important things, I definitely wouldn't leave the house without them. I always use the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder. This is really important under my eyes. I just dab it in and it makes such a difference. It makes such a big difference. and then I kind of just dab it all over. It's translucent, so just kind of pop it around to set everything. I also dust a little bit of the NARS powder blush over the top in shade, I think this is shade Orgasm, just to keep that colour, sometimes a little bit on the end of my nose. And then, oh, lips are so important. So there are a couple lip liners I absolutely love. So I really like Ref Eye lip liner in shade Fawn. However, it snaps. The packaging is absolutely terrible. It's such a shame because it's such a nice lip liner. It annoys me every single time. However, I've recently changed to, I think this is Makeup Forever. And this is shade Anywhere Caffeine. And I really like a dark nude for my everyday lip. And I feel like this really goes with my everyday Chanel lipstick. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna have to stop talking while I do it because otherwise I'll fuck it up. I kinda shade a little bit around as well, so it's like I do quite a thick dark line and then I do a little bit of shading around it. I used to be a through and through lip gloss girly every single day of my life, and I recently changed. I say recently, about 6 months ago I got this lipstick for Christmas, Chanel Cicely. It is sold out everywhere all the time. I've been Paris, Belgium, Dubai, I cannot freaking get it anywhere. So I'm trying to get it, but it is such a gorgeous everyday colour. I find it goes so perfectly with this lip liner. It's also not 100% matte, it has like a bit of a shine to it. I just love it so much, and that's how much I have left. It's almost gone. And then what I was talking about before is going back in with my eyelash curler as a last thing before we leave. So you've got to be really careful with this. I do it really slowly, and to be honest, I think today I'm risking it. I am doing it a bit too early. I'd like to leave it a bit longer, but I don't have time today. So what you do is you kind of really closely try and just get in and get all your eyelashes in. It's really important to get all your eyelashes in. What you're going to do is go as close to the bottom as possible, and then you're going to clamp and you're going to squeeze it and just do a few pumps. Now a lot of the time they go all over the place when you do this, but what's so important here is the release. So it's going to be a bit stuck, so when you release it like this, just gently put it away. Now yeah, because I've done it too early, it has messed them up a slight bit, but what it does is it just lifts them that little bit more, and I find this is what really makes a difference. But if you do it too early, it messes them up, kind of like what I've done right now. I might have to come back to this later on today and do it before I leave, but that is how I would usually do it. I'm going to try do the other one. 1, 2, 3, release, slowly pull away. I don't think that's the best it's ever looked, but there we are. Sometimes at the very end I might do a little bit of highlighter. I like the Iconic London one, that's really good. The Rare Beauty one. I'm gonna have a look and see what one I've got with me. Also, on days like when I'm really tired, I sometimes use the Lumify eye drops. These you can't get in the UK, you can only get them in America, which makes me slightly concerned about if they aren't that great for your eye health. So I use them very sparingly. I only really use them probably like once a month if my eyes are bloodshot, or if, you know, I've got something in my eye and they've gone all, yeah, bloodshot. So finishing touches wise, probably eye drops on a special occasion, a little bit of highlighter. I prefer the Iconic one to the Rare Beauty, but I've only got the Rare Beauty with me. So I just put a dab there. Sometimes I put a dab up here and a dab on my nose. But today I don't really want to be a donut because it's quite hot outside. So I'm just gonna, and I just dab it in with my fingers. People also would think it's illegal to put on powder and then put cream products on top. But honestly, I always do it. I think it doesn't really make too much of a difference if you don't do loads. Is my makeup all done? I think. You know, with makeup, you're always like, have I forgot something? But no, yeah, that's all my makeup, my everyday makeup done. It's quite quick because it is just my quick everyday makeup. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. I'll link all the products below, and then them on Shop My, so I'll put a link for you. I'll put on the video all the alternatives as well. But thank you for watching if you're still here, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.